Is that a trick question? This man was a bona fide scrub. Bona fide scrub.
This dude, I believe he's a bona fide superstar right now.
Right. Oh, well, of course, it's all about winning, baby.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Is this a make or break year for them?
I really do, because I was just, I guess, looking up the Pelicans, and I guess they've had CP3, which they, I guess, ruined. Anthony Davis walked out the door and publicly walked out the door, and now Zion Williamson is already unhappy in his second season or so. So I think not even just this team, but as a franchise for their reputation, any young person wanting to go there in the future, they look at them and say, "Nah, I don't get me as far away from that as you can." So yeah, mate, I couldn't agree more. I think every game.
Yeah, I don't actually understand what's kind of wrong with them. I'm not sure if it's a coaching thing. That's why they've obviously brought in a new coach there with Van Gundy going out the door. I just wonder if that's going to be changed, because Zion and Brandon Ingram, to me, should be a playoff team, almost regardless of what you put around them. Now you put Valanciunas around them. I like Jonas Valanciunas. I think he's an upgrade on Steven Adams.
Yeah.
With that kind of, with like those two blokes, like they should just be a playoff team. Those two blokes should be better than Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. and the rest of the Memphis Grizzlies. So why the hell are they not? Because I've got them again ranked behind the Grizzlies. But why? Like, it's like this is purely a franchise thing. Like, where they've just, like, what is it?
It's definitely management, I know, because they cut players, and like I remember Rondo is probably one of the best things to ever happen to them, and then they just got rid of him. They let him kind of leave, and Drew Holiday obviously gave away. So I think it's a horribly managed franchise, and if they ruin this Zion thing, who's generational talent, and just how much better he was getting, even for the pieces around him, people in and out of the lineups, how much better he got mid-season. You really don't want to be screwing this up.
Yeah, well, my question to you is, should 100% of the front office's attention be on keeping Zion happy? Should that take precedence over every single thing?
Absolutely, it should. And if it means trading Brandon Ingram, so be it, because everything needs to be surrounded around keeping Zion as happy as possible. And why I'd be almost, I guess, optimistic in a way is because Zion, he's playing that Giannis type of role, the big guy who can handle the ball, and I'm sure he could have a defensive side to his game. And I think Brandon Ingram's great trade material, I reckon. He's still under contract, he's young, he was an all-star, we can't forget, high pick as well. So I think you could get a star in there, even if it's a younger star to pair with him. I think that's great trade material, but some of the management, Devontae Graham and a first-round pick went with that Devontae Graham signing as well. So I really wonder if they've put the best type of team around them, because they're already horrible defensively. I think like a bottom 5 defensive team. I don't know if they even did enough this off season. And do you reckon I'll throw another question here. The Lonzo Ball loss, do you reckon that's going to get them in the end?
Yeah, probably defensively. And ball handling duties. I mean, maybe it gets the ball in Zion and Brandon Ingram, especially Zion's hands, a little bit more, which is probably a positive. But I think Lonzo Ball is a better player than anyone. Well, he's better than Devontae Graham, and he's better than anyone else they've got there. So I'd be disappointed about the fact that we let him go and didn't get a whole lot in return. So their over-under line is 38.5. What have you got there, and where have you got them in the Western Conference rankings?
38.5. Maybe even under that, because I've got them finishing 10th. You said you had them just behind Memphis. So do you have them? Yeah, that's 10th as well.
No, I've got them 11th.
Oh, 11th.
I've got them 11th.
Okay, yeah. Nah,
so I don't know. So here's another question. If you're Zion Williamson and you have this team next to Brandon Ingram and all these other guys you have, which aren't great, but Zion and BI are two all-star caliber players. If this team can't make the playoffs, are you signing a max extension next offseason?
Absolutely not. It would hurt so much seeing other young players thrive. From what I can see, his mates like Trae Young and all those blokes, they're having the time of their lives, making playoffs somewhere. So seeing them, knowing you're better, you're probably better than most of them as well. That would hurt really badly. And 3 coaches in 3 years, and they can't put a team around you. No one would blame you if you walked out, I don't reckon. I think that's another reason why I'd be happy to not sign.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. At least all I can say from a Pelicans point of view is this isn't quite... Okay, you asked this question before, is it make or break? I'm going to actually re-answer it. It's not quite make or break.
Okay.
Because if they suck this year and Zion doesn't sign a contract extension, then next season is definitely make or break. But this season's really important in terms of you don't want to get to that situation where it's make or break next season. You want to be good this year. You want to make the playoffs. You want to allow and give Zion the opportunity and want to sign an extension in the offseason and not even get to the point where you have to go through next season wondering if he's going to re-sign or not in free agency. You don't want to get to that stage. That would be the make or break stage for me. This is not quite it, but it is very important nonetheless.
Do you reckon playing's enough for you to sign? If you make a play-in tournament, do you reckon that's enough?
Well, that's top 10. This is the problem with the play-in is it's top 10. Like,
yeah, actually.
10 of the 15 teams make the play-in. Like, no.
So playoffs.
It has to be the play. It has to be the playoffs to me for him to want to sign that. I mean, we could be totally wrong. He could just want the money, and he can get more money at the Pelicans than anywhere else. So maybe he just takes the money and says, "Yeah, I'm signing another 5 years." And even if he has 9 years at the Pelicans, which is around what I think Anthony Davis had 8. So at the end of the day, and Anthony Davis is still in his prime, and he's his third season with the Lakers kind of thing. So let's not pretend as if he signs a max extension, that takes him out of his prime with another team potentially. He could easily sign 5 years, have 9 years at the Pelicans, and still be late 20s and in his prime, and then move to another team like that kind of thing. Yeah. So it's not necessarily make or break for Zion Williamson necessarily.